This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next program. This is Akashvani. On the occasion of International Human Rights Day, we now bring you an interview with Honorable Chairperson, National Human Rights Commission, India, Justice Arun Kumar Mishra. Interviewer is Manoj, Mainkar, Senior Broadcaster.
It's a privilege and a pleasure to be face to face with Honorable Chairperson, National Human Rights Commission, Justice Arun Kumar Mishra, on the airwaves of Akashvani, in connection with one of the most significant days pertaining to humanity at large. We are referring to Human Rights Day. Justice Mishra, at the outset, a warm welcome. I'm Manoj Mainkar. Justice Mishra, what is the significance of the 10th of December? Moreover, what is special about it when we look at 2023?
Special about 10 December is this, that it is the day of all of us. We celebrate, rather remind ourselves of our duty about the human rights and remind ourselves that all of us are born equal, the same rights, same dignity, and we are entitled to enjoy the same rights. And then it is our fundamental duty also to respect others, and before claiming the rights, performance of duty is the first. We have to remind ourselves of this duty to claim the rights on this auspicious day. And we have to think over, with respect to the marginalized class who have not been able to come upon this day, what we should do for their social economic emancipation, and by way of distribution of distributive justice as contemplated in 39B and C of our Constitution.
Justice Mishra, if we look at the 10th of December, keeping its historical perspective in mind, what emerges?
Emerges is this, that we are facing several challenges as on today. World is facing several challenges as on today. And how to solve these problems, and how to protect the rights, how to protect the humanity. And when we celebrate 75th year of Paris Principles of this United Declaration of Human Rights and 30th year of our Paris Principles, in that case, when we have to think in retrospect and then to plan for future, what should be our strategy to meet the existing challenges of the day, such as global warming which is taking place, achieving sustainable development goals, and then globalization has come now, market has opened up. How to protect the rights of the small traders, how to protect the rights of small industries, middle level industries, and also to ensure that human rights of the persons are respected while doing the business by every business house.
If we look back, the year 2023 has been remarkable on many counts and myriad spheres. Even in the field of human rights, we are reminded of the recently held Conference of Human Rights Institutions of the Asia Pacific region. Justice Mishra, what were the major takeaways of this mega international event?
Main question, there were several main questions, you see, like climatic change, environmental issues, corporate social responsibility, business should be responsible for human rights, and how to mitigate the pollution, and how to take other steps with respect to removal of the discrimination vis-a-vis to women, how to empower the woman. Time has come now to define what is the meaning of gender equality, what rights they should be having similar to the males. So simply harping upon the concept that we are removing discrimination without defining the gender justice, what is the meaning of gender justice, it's not going to succeed. That is one of the challenges before the entire world. And then there are changes which are being caused due to the climatic changes, like drought situation, rising sea level, and then displacements which are taking place, and then overrains are taking place at some places, long spells of droughts are there, farmer suicide, and then farming pattern has to be changed in such situation due to climatic change. Displacements are taking place due to climatic change, and worst part is that poorest of poor suffers more. Fortunately, we live in the country of which disaster management system is ranked top in the world. So we are managing the disasters, but at the same time there are several challenges to be met by each and every country. Technology transfer to the developing countries is required, and then technology should be affordable one for developing countries. So these are the issues for which are necessary to be met for achieving sustainable development goals, particularly in the field of when we are giving go by to the fossil fuel and switching over to the biofuel, etc. There are going to be problems with respect to the employment, and the new skill of workforce has to be developed for the new kind of ventures which are going to
New
come. New technology. So they have to be adjusted somewhere, existing force. That is a challenge to us. Skill development, that they should develop a skill well in time to switch over to the other technology. They cannot be left unemployed. That is a crucial challenge. And G20 recognizes that 1/3 of the job creation depends upon the successful implementation of the environmental aspects to achieve the sustainable goals. 1/3 jobs are depending upon that. So it is a huge task, and India has taken the lead in this field. But cooperation of every country and exchange of technology is required for meeting several challenges. Polar ice is melting. These are very serious kind of issues which have come up. So we have to work together in several fields.
Justice Mishra, many countries would have converged for participating in the conference. One is curious to know, has there been a country or a couple of countries who have evinced special interest in learning from the experiences of India? Have they come forward?
Yes. We have imparted training to Maldives. NHRI's entire staff has been trained by us. And then from Ganri also representatives have been sent to understand our complaint management system. And I may share at Denmark when we went there. So in the concluding session, I was asked on behalf of NHRI India to address all the NHRIs what NHRI India is doing with respect to the environmental field and to learn from India. We have progressed too much. NHRI India is the best structure in the world. Statutory structure is the best. It is the most powerful commission in the world, you see. There is no parallel commission having such a strength. One Chief Justice of India, other Supreme Court judge post, one is Chief Justice or the Judge of the High Court, and 3 more posts. One out of that is of women. We have an investigation wing of the level of the Director General of the Police. Men's heads our investigation team, and we have equally strong administrative wing also headed by Secretary General. Secretary is person becomes secretary after 30 years of the service. He is at the verge of his top of his career, and impeccable integrity. Obviously, when one is secretary, obviously that person of impeccable integrity. He looks after administration part. Our research wing independent, and our law wing is independent, and then there is a lot to be learned from India, you see. And I'm not boasting myself. You see, you have put this question. That's why I'm answering.
Okay. If we look at our country specifically, what have been the major landmark points during, say, the last few months in the ever-expanding gamut of human rights and NHRC's initiatives?
There are several challenges before us. Firstly, with respect to the mental health, if we consider, we got inspected all the 47 mental hospitals in the country. 4 were inspected by us personally along with members. Then we found that condition in those is not very good. Thereafter we decided to get all the hospitals inspected. They have been inspected by our special rapporteurs and monitors, and they have submitted a report. We have held all India seminar on that. We heard all the stakeholders, and then we have issued an advisory. Unfortunately, there being Mental Health Act contains the wholesome provision and is a very progressive legislation enacted by our parliament. However, its provisions remain uncomplied with till today, which is not a good position. Certain states have not framed the regulations or the rules, review boards have not been made, or authorities have not been appointed. We are reviewing this situation. We have asked in the advisory to construct the halfway homes where the cured patients have to be kept. Unfortunate part is that in spite of there being a statutory mandate under section 19 that persons who have been cured should not be kept in the hospital, should be placed in the halfway home, they have got the right to for community healing. That is not taking place so far. There are certain halfway homes somewhere, so they are privately, but it is not the full compliance with the provisions of the act. So position is not very good. The facilities provided to the patients are not very up to the mark. Situation must improve. Infrastructure must be modernized. For that we have mentioned in our advisory. Beside that, we have another important advisory with respect to the preventing the child sexual abuse on internet. There is online streaming which is taking place of the offense being committed against very young children of tender age. So situation is very alarming, and we have asked that such content should be removed by the intermediaries of the internet service provider. They are earning revenue from this, and it is their duty to not to allow these offences to take place in the cyberspace from which they are earning the revenue. Regulations provided time of 36 hours to remove such contents. We have requested the government to make it a 6 hours time only, and to create cyber cells for monitoring the activities, such activities, and to create a database of the offenders, and to increase the punishment under the POSCO Act and IT Act for such offences from 7 years to more. Presently it is 7 years. Another advisory we have issued with respect to transgender persons' welfare. We have requested that a transgender child should be treated at par with the daughter in the matter of receiving the pensionary benefit and other retirement dues. Apart from that, they should also be permitted to inherit the agricultural land. In some state there is some problem with respect to there is no provision for transgender child to inherit the property, and to provide separate bathroom, create cells for them, and then for welfare scheme and for timely release of funds, etc. We have made several provisions in the advisory, and I hope that discrimination against them should go from the schools, colleges, and other places. There should be old age homes for them also. These are the provisions we have mentioned in. And then another important advisory we have issued in June with respect to mitigating the self-harm by suicide by the prisoners in the jail. In jail, 80% of the deaths are by suicide. This is not a good situation. So we have issued that mental health checkup of the prisoners should be made. Those who are susceptible to the mental health condition should be examined by psychiatrists, and there should be buddy who should look after them, and if their behavioral pattern is such that they are prone to commit suicide, they should be treated, and the family should be asked to talk to them and to satisfy them and to remove the tension from their mind. So these are the various, and there should be no ligature object to hang oneself in the bathrooms where the most of the suicides are taking place. So these are the main recommendation made therein. And with respect to ocular trauma, last year we have issued the advisory for prevention of ocular trauma. Chinese firecrackers cause the problem in the eyes, and then this lime which is used in beetle is also very dangerous to the eye. Once anybody touches that in the eye, there is no cure in the world for that. Then for septic tank workers also, we have taken on the judicial side implementation of our advisory dated 24th of September 2021. We have asked all the state governments and local bodies to get the sewer and septic tanks cleaned by the mechanical ways, not by manual intervention. That precisely is the Supreme Court judgment which has come last month. So that they have also said that roadmap should be prepared for mechanical cleaning. This cleaning which is being done by manual process is against the provision of the 2013 Act, which debars such kind of activity. So we are hopeful that now, as our advisory has been strengthened by the judgment of the Supreme Court, and we were already seeing its implementation, now state governments will come forward, we hope, and utilize the central government fund which is reserved for this purpose in Namaste scheme. They are giving the funds, but there are no takers. Nobody is demanding the funds from that. Unfortunate part is that. So this situation must improve, and there should be mechanized cleaning of sewers and septic tanks in every state, every local body. Otherwise, we have issued a notice to the several authorities that why it should not be criminally prosecuted.
Justice Mishra, deliberations on the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 have shown, in a way, how technology and law go hand in hand. Now, how does one view the confluence from the prism of human rights?
Necessity for this act arose out of the misuse of the cyberspace protection. Data protection was a felt need because data was being hacked, stolen, or was data after stealing the data, bank accounts number, etc., passwords, etc., e-frauds were being committed. So there was a necessity that there should be data protection. At the same time, in order to prevent the criminal activity, it was necessary that whatever the data is should be accessible for lawful use. So this act provides for that also. So internet space should be clean, should not be misused, and should be used. There should be protection as well as there should not be misuse. Both provisions are contained in this. This is a very wholesome act which should be welcomed.
Justice Mishra, looking at it from the human interest angle, one would certainly be eager to know about NHRC's outreach activities and periodicals, especially from the point of view of school and college students.
We are holding moot competition with respect to various universities throughout the country. Lot of students participate in that. They are learning a lot in that. And then we are holding debate competition on human rights issues for armed forces, semi-armed forces also. This year competition is going to be held on 15th final round of that. So this is virtually we are, and then there is an internship course for students, college students, which is available. We go for online course for 15 days and a physical 25 days course. So it is held every 2 months. So there are a lot of takers of this program is very popular. There are large number of applicants for this, and out of that we have to virtually select 800, 900 applications comes for that. This is so much popular a program. And then we have our other activities with Nehru Yuva Kendra also. We are coordinating, and then we are disseminating the information on internet. Every order is on the internet, and every complaint is placed on internet. So every order, every day, whatever orders are passed are uploaded and they are available for access. So there is transparency, and short films are competition is there. We go for quiz competition also relating to human rights, and then we published our monthly magazine also, newsletters, and then our media section is also emanating all the important informations, and our programs are live streamed at the YouTube also.
Justice Mishra, ours is a vibrant democracy. Now, if you look at the entire electoral process and the process of voting, again, if you apply the prism of human rights to the entire equation and the need to vote, how can we look at it like that?
What kind of government one want depends upon the voter. And then when voters have the power to elect a government, as our constitution is by the people, of the people, and for the people. When we go by this concept, to vote is a recognized human right. There's no doubt about it. United Nations Assembly as well as GANRI both recognizes the same to be the basic human right. Because gamut of rights depends upon what kind of governance voter want. Fortunately, our democracy is the best in the world, and the people have surprised how India is running successful democracy. Rights and there are directive principles, their interaction of both, and duties and rights interaction is there. The duties come first, then comes the right. So to elect a government by democracies and peaceful mean, there's no room for violence. There should be no room for violence in this kind of democratic process, which is a very good process, rather holy process for electing a government, and people must exercise their mandate without fear or favor or any other kind of pressure or violence, if we say so.
75 years is a landmark juncture. Justice Mishra, on the occasion of Human Rights Day, it would be nice if we conclude with a short message from you to our listeners.
We have to make an endeavor to ensure that the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, entire world is one family, is realized. Though we have come closer, there should not be any exploitation by one country of the other. One. Two, there should not be any exploitation of any human by other human being. Human rights of all should be protected by all of us together. We have to work on the motto, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Let everybody be happy. Nobody
Which is the motto of NHRC.
NHRC also. So we work on this, and I feel that if we are able to achieve Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, that is good enough, very difficult to achieve.
And one last parting shot. This is only purely for the sake of young listeners. Is voting a right or is voting a duty? How should youngsters look at this?
Without performance of duty, no rights can be fructified. If we go to Gita, it is a duty, karma. Karma is duty. Perform it first. Strive towards excellence is your duty. And success will come automatically in the way. Work hard and you will find yourself on the top of the ladder. You will measure the height which you might not have even imagined. So work hard, go on climbing, strive towards excellence. Perform duty, don't think of rights. Go on performing duty. Rights will come automatically. They are aligned to duties.
You put it so beautifully. Honorable Chairperson, National Human Rights Commission, Justice Arun Kumar Mishra, it was indeed an enlightening session on a universally important subject. Thank you for sparing some of your valuable time for our listeners.
Thank you.
This is Manoj Mainkar signing off.
On the occasion of International Human Rights Day, you were listening to an interview with Honorable Chairperson, National Human Rights Commission, India, Justice Arun Kumar Mishra. Interviewer was Manoj Mainkar, Senior Broadcaster. This broadcast came to you from the Delhi station of Akashvani.